Hi, man. Hi, man. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good. Okay. Man, we're going to carry on with IELTS is 16. Test 3. Let's say here, I see you. Okay. Okay. It's test 3, writing task 2. Okay. And then we'll carry on with IELTS 12 as well. Okay, write about the following topic. Let's read the topic.
Many manufacturers, food and drinks products contain high levels of sugar, which cause many health problems. Sugary products should be made more expensive to encourage some consume less sugar. Do you disagree or disagree?
Okay, good. Many manufacturer food and drink products contain high levels of sugar. Yes, we spoke about this last time. We just started it last time. Do you remember? Okay, we started it last time. Now let's break it up for you and see if we can. Do you remember we did this last time?
Much.
Okay. Now first, you have to say yes or no. You have to paraphrase the overall essay topic. So you will say, certain concerned citizens believe that prices should be raised to counter the high sugar content in various food and drink products. Or you can say, in my opinion, this solution may have a marginal impact, but other reforms would engender greater progress. Many manufactured food and drink products contain high levels of sugar, which causes many health problems. Yes, because people get obese. Sugary products need to be more expensive because then people won't buy them. It's easy to buy them now because they're cheap. And it's cheaper to make food, to buy food than to make food at your house. Now they say they have to increase it, so people will be discouraged not to buy them. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So do you agree or do you disagree?
Agree.
You agree. Why do you agree?
Because when the price of the product is increased, so people don't want to buy them, lead to the decrease in health problem or.
Okay, so first you're going to analyze it. Your analysis. First, you're going to paraphrase the overall essay topic. You paraphrase it. You're going to say, certain concerned citizens believe that prices should be raised to counter the high sugar content in various food and drink products. Or you can say, people believe, or some people believe, that the price of the sugary products must be higher. Number 2, you're going to write a clear opinion, what you think it must be. So you're going to say, in my opinion, the solution may have an impact, but other reforms would engender greater progress. Okay, that's your analysis. Then you're going to start. Then you're going to write a topic sentence with a clear main idea at the end. Okay. So after the analysis, after you say the first sentence and then what you agree or disagree, you're going to write a topic sentence with a clear main idea. Then you're going to explain your main idea. You're going to develop it with specific examples. You're going to switch to a second reason. Then you're going to stay focused on the second reason. Okay, that's what you do there. Then you write a new topic sentence with a new main idea at the end. Here, you're going to explain your new main idea. Then you're going to include specific details and examples. Then you continue developing it, and as fully as possible. And then at the end, here at the end, you need to summarize. You need to summarize your main idea. Include a final thought. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. This is how you need to write it. Okay. I will help you with some of the with what you can say. Okay. Let me say it first so you can get an idea. Paraphrase the overall topic. So you say certain concerned citizens believe that the prices should be raised to counter the high sugar content in their food and drink products. In my opinion, the solution may have a impact, great impact, but other reforms would engender greater progress. Something else, if you try something, you can't put the price up, but maybe there's another way that we can solve this problem. That's what you're saying. Maybe there's another way that we can solve this problem in a greater way. Then you write a topic sentence. Supporters of this policy argue that it has been effective in the past. The best known way or method would be a high price of tobacco products in my nation. In many nations, countries where prices are low, such as Indonesia or India, have considerably higher rates of smokers compared to nations that have instituted heavy taxes. Similarity taxations has had limited effectiveness concerning food products in European nations where sugary and fatty foods are more expensive, and there has been a concomitant marginal decline in consumption. However, the more striking realization from attempts to tax luxurious is the individuals are often willing to pay to satisfy their addictions and would rather sacrifice in other areas. So if I like fast food, I will pay whatever I need to because it's my addiction. I would rather suffer and not smoke or not drink or not have a spa day or not do my nails or my hair, and rather buy that burger, even if it's expensive, because it's my addiction. The second main idea, therefore, superior solutions involve more holistic government action. This can be illustrated through policies in Japan. From a young age, children are fed healthy meals at school. So this is your second one. Okay, this is this topic here. Now you say, to put the price up won't work. Because in your opinion here, you said, even if you put the price up, there's a better way to get to the solution. Now here you said, if you put the price up, people with addictions like smoking, even if the taxes are high, like in India or in Vietnam, they will still smoke. They don't care how much they pay because it's addiction. Same with fast foods, like the European countries and in America. Fast foods, if they put up the price, people are still going to pay it. They'll rather sacrifice something else, like maybe smoking less, drinking less, going to the hairdresser less, because I want to buy my fast food meals. Now your second topic, the new topic here, you're saying there's a better solution. Look what Japan's doing. Japan is from a young age. They learn the kids at school to be fed a healthy meal and at home. And the government has encouraged health awareness through a variety of programs and initiatives aimed at various demographics. The result is that sugary drinks and products have a place in society that is less prominent than in nations such as the US. And the fast foods. A more thoughtful approach should not be discounted simply because of the challenges posed by enacting and emulating small steps that are aligned and enforced consistently over a period of years. In conclusion, now you get here. The immediate and largely ineffective fix offered by raising prices is not advisable. We shouldn't, that's not the quickest fix, is to put up the price. That's not advisable compared with the long-term measures. Governments must therefore take a long view and communicate this clearly to the general citizenry, to the citizens, to the manager or the groups of the citizens. That's your final thought. I'm going to type it out for you. So, for example, here you will say, you know what you will say there. The overall topic is what you see here. The statement. Then your opinion. Your opinion is not putting up the price, rather find a better and effective way. Okay, a better way to do it. That's your opinion. Then here, the first one here, you say here quickly, if you put up the price, people will still find a way to buy it. So that's not a solution because they're addicted. Now here you are saying, rather find another way. Which will be more effective than putting on a prices. People should rather immediately largely effective fix offered by raising prices. So people must rather find another way which will be more effective. Rather find another way. For example, schools. Go to schools, follow programs. That's what you say there. Rather find another way. And your final one is here. Your final one says, there is no immediate fix. We should think long term and communicate with citizens. Okay, that's more likely what you are saying. Okay, see if you can say it, sweetie.
Say what?
See if you can say it.
And say their own task.
Okay, see if you can say the essay. We'll say just some ideas.
Many people believe that many people believe that the raise of the price of the sugar price in some product many um, some people believe that the government should raise the price of the sugar. In my opinions, this solution will have a little impact and not putting up the price rather than find a better way. Some people argue that if you put up the price, people will still find a way to buy it. For example, the addiction of drugs. Although the government don't allow people to use and prevent them, but people also can also find the ways to buy drugs. Similarity, the post of sugar will make the content and the consumption of food product will decrease, lead to the problem of economic.
Okay.
Therefore, some solutions should involve more effective than in the past.
So again, some solutions should. Some solutions should. Just say your last sentence again.
So should be so.
I can't hear your last sentence. What's your what is the solution?
I think is
What's the solution, sweetie? Look at the solution.
Solution is find another way we should rather find another way which will be more effective.
And what is the other way? Like Japan, what did Japan do?
They when I was a child, children used to have some healthy milk.
They have healthy meals. Yes, they have healthy meals, and they encourage healthy meals at home and at school, and like fuzzy drinks and stuff like that aren't allowed. Okay, so you can say that too. Okay, let me type it for you to show you how we can type it. Okay, you can start with, now we're starting with the first part. Certain concerned citizens. Citizens are people staying there in the country, believe that prices should be raised to counter the high sugar content in various food and drink products. Now you're saying the second part. In my opinion, this solution may have an impact, but other forms would engender greater progress. Okay, now you're starting with your, now you're going to start with your first main idea. What was our first main idea?
Is due to be effective in the past.
So again, it should be effective.
Yes.
Okay, what was the first main idea that we had?
Is the consumption of drugs.
I'm going to say something here. Okay, let's start here. I think greater concern citizens believe that the engender great process. You can say, firstly, supporters of this policy argue that it has been effective in the past. The best known example would be the high price of tobacco products in many nations, or we can say countries. Countries where prices are low have considerably higher rates of smokers compared to countries that have instituted heavy taxes. Countries where prices are low have considerably higher rates of smokers compared to nations that have instituted taxes. Okay. Now you can see here, low example countries have such as, you can say here, such as Indonesia and India. That's considered, okay. Then you say similarly, taxation has had limited effectiveness concerning food products in European countries where sugary products or where sugary and fatty foods are more expensive, and there has been a huge decline are more expensive, and there has been a huge decline in consumption. However, the more striking realization from attempts to tax luxurious is that individuals are often willing to pay to satisfy their addictions and would rather sacrifice in other areas. Okay. Therefore, superior solutions involve more holistic government action. This can be illustrated through policies in Japan. From a young age, children are fed healthy meals at school as well as at home. And the government has encouraged health awareness through a variety of programs and initiatives aimed at, from a young age, children are fed healthy meals at school as well as at home, and the government has encouraged health awareness through a variety of programs and initiatives. Okay. The result is that sugary food, or let's say sugary products, let's make it longer so we can type more. Sugary products, programs, okay, here. Okay, sugary products, let me just see the sentence. The result is that sugary products have a place in society that is less prominent than in countries such as the US, where the culture centers on fast food. And then you can say, in conclusion, the immediate and largely ineffective fix offered by raising prices is not advisable compared with more long-term measures. Governments must therefore take a long view and communicate this clearly to the citizens. Let's just say they to the citizens. It will take a long view and communicate. Okay. Let's see if you can read it for us.
Socially concerned citizens believe that price should be raised to counter the higher sugar content in various foods and drink products. In my opinion, this solution might have an impact, but other forms would engender greater progress. Firstly, supporters of these policies argue that it has been effective in the past. The best known example would be the high price of tobacco products in many countries. Countries where prices are low, such as Indonesia and India, I have considerably higher rates of smokers compared to countries that have institutes heavy taxes. Similarly, taxation has limited effectiveness concerning food products in European countries, where sugary and fatty foods are more expensive, and there has been a huge decline in their consumption. However, the more striking realization from attempts to charge luxuries is that individuals are often willing to pay to satisfy their addictions and would rather sacrifice in other areas. Therefore, superior solutions involve more holistic government action. This can be illustrated through policies in Japan. From a young age, children are fed healthy meals at school as well at home. And the government has encouraged health awareness through a variety of programs and initiative. The result is that sugary products have a place in society that is less prominent than in countries such as the US, where the cultural centers on fast food. In conclusion, the immediately and largely effective offered by raising prices is not advisable compared with a more long-term measure. Governments must therefore take a long view and communicate this clearly to the citizen.
Yes. Do you understand what we've typing? What I've typed here?
Yes.
Okay. So firstly, you say the opening sentence and you say your opinion. has an impact, but other forms would greater progress. It will give greater progress. Firstly, supporters of this policy argue that it has been effective in the past. The best known example would be the high price of tobacco products in many countries. Countries where prices are low, such as Indonesia and India, have considerably higher rates of smokers compared to countries that have instituted heavy taxes. Similarly, taxation has had limited effectiveness concerning food products in European countries where sugary and fatty foods are more expensive and there has been a huge decline in consumption. However, the more striking realization from attempts to tax luxuries is that individuals are often willing to pay that to satisfy this addiction. Therefore, superior solutions involve more holistic government action. This can be illustrated through policies in Japan. From a young age, children are fed healthy meals, not healthy meals at school as well as home, and the government has encouraged health awareness through a variety of programs and initiatives. The result is that sugary products have a place in society that is less prominent than in countries such as the US, where the culture centers on fast food. In conclusion, the immediate and largely ineffective fix offered by raising prices is not advisable. In conclusion, the immediate and largely ineffective fix offered by raising prices is not advisable compared with more long-term measures. Government must therefore take a long view and communicate this clearly to the citizens. Okay, let's try again. Let's read it one more time.
Certain concerned citizens believe that prices should be raised to counter the high sugar content in various food and drink products. In my opinion, this solution might have an impact, but other forms would engender greater progress. Firstly, supporters of these policies argue that it has been effective in the past. The best known example would be the high price of tobacco products in many countries. Countries where prices are low, such as Indonesia and India, have considerably higher rate of smokers compared to countries that have instituted heavy taxes. Similarly, taxation has had limited effectiveness concerning food products in European countries where the sugary and fatty foods are more expensive and there has been a huge decline in consumption. However, the more striking realization from attempts to tax luxuries is that individuals are often willing to pay to satisfy their addictions and would rather sacrifice in other areas. Therefore, superior solutions involve more holistic government action. This can be illustrated through policies in Japan. From a young age, children are fed healthy meals at school as well as at home, and the government has encouraged health awareness through a variety of programs and initiative. The result is that the sugary products have a place in a society that is less prominent than in countries such as the US, where the cultural centers on fast food. In conclusion, the immediate and largely ineffective fix offered by raising prices is not advisable compared with more long-term measures. Governments must therefore take a long view and communicate this clearly to the citizen.
Good. Okay. Let's go here. Number 12, we are doing test 1. Let's just go down to test 1. Test 5. Let's go to test 5. Okay. Test 5. That's the reading. Writing here. The bar chart below shows the percentage of men and women in different age groups who did regular physical activity in 2010. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Okay, let's have a look here. Let me just say here, test 5. Writing part 1. Okay. Let's look at the bar graph. Let's read again what it is. Just read again the instruction.
The bar charts below show the percentage of Australian men and women in different age groups who does regular physical activities in 2010. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant.
Okay, let's have a look at it. So what do you think? What can you see here?
The charts illustrate a proportion of Australian in both gender in different age groups who did regular physical activity in 2010.
Okay, so let's write here what we can see. Okay, looking closely at the picture, we can find some interesting points. What points can we see? 6 age groups are starting with 15 to 24 and ending with 65 and over. Can you see?
Yes.
6 age groups. And it's starting from 15 to 24. And it ends with 65 and over. So there are 6 age groups. 6 age groups, starting with 15 and over, and then the next one. In the age group 15 to 24, males dominated in physical activity over women. That means the men did more. The men did more than the women. In all other age groups, do you see that? Women's participation in physical activity was more than men. Can you see that?
Yes.
So look here, 15 to 24, the men was 52.8% and the women 47.7%. So the men was dominant, the men did more. But in all the others, the girls, the dark ones, it's the women, the dark ones were more. They did more the activities. There is a marginal difference in the figures of the age group 65 and over, which is about 0.4%. there is a marginal, only one margin up. There's a marginal difference in the age figures. It's very close. They were 0.4. Overall, women were more dominating than men in taking part in physical activity. So the women were more. Okay, is there anything else you can see?
In 2010,
Not 2010, in 2010, not 20 and 10, in 2010.
Over about 50% of women age from 35 to 64 exercise regularly, but
Yes.
the figure for men in the same age group is little bit lower, from 39% to 45%.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now we have to put it into into words. So let's take this points and we put it into paragraph, which we will write here. Okay. The depicted bar chart represents the proportion of regular physical activities of males and females among 6 age groups in Australia in 2010. Overall, women were more dominant in physical exercise than men. The chart displays that there was evidence of a steady boost in the percentage of females who regularly worked out. Here, 52.8% of men from 15 to 24 exercised daily, which was nearly 5% higher than women from that age group. However, the scenario remained quite opposite in all other age groups. Okay, last paragraph. Physical activity was more trendy among women in the 25 to 34 age group, while males did around 6% less activity than their female counterparts. This dominance of women was more prevalent in age groups like 35 to 44, where 13% more women did workouts. In 45 to 54, where women overshadowed men by 10%, approximately. And in 55 to 64, where the difference was about 8%. In the age group 65 and over, this difference was much less, where only 0.4% more females did the activity than males. I think it's also to do with how hard they work, physically hard they work, where women work behind a computer or in an office or behind a desk, where men work on the roof, they go truck driving, so they do more physical work. I think that's why women work out more. Okay, let's read here. The depicted bar chart.
The depicted bar charts are represents the proportion of regular physical activities of male and females among 6 age groups in Australia in 2010. Overall, women were more dominant in physical exercise than men. The chart displays that there were evidence of a steady boost in the percentage of females who regularly work out. Here, 55.8% of men from 15 to 24 exercise daily weight was nearly 5% higher than women from that age group. However, the scenario remained quite opposite in all other age groups. Physical activities were more trendy among women in the 25 to 34 age group, while males did around 6% less activity than their female counterparts. The dominance of women were more prevalent in age groups like 35 to 44, where 13% more women did work out. In 45 to 54, where women overshadowed men by 10% approximately, and in 55 to 64, where the difference were about 8%. In the age group from 65 and over, the difference was much less, where only 0.4% more females did their activities than males.
Good. Okay, sweetie, this one is quite much easier than the previous one, because here it's very clear what you need to say without me even telling you. You talk about the 6 age groups. You see the men in the first age group is much higher than the women and all the others. And then you can start saying, like we did here, is how many percent they are up and down. And you can also even say in your conclusion why you think so. You can say, I think so because men physically work harder than women, and they don't need to exercise because they exercise when they work or while they work. Okay, you tried very good. Well done, Min. You're much better today. I'll see you next time, okay? Bye, sweetie.
Bye.